I place you under my protection, little Valeria. If anyone is ever foolish enough to strike at you, they will deal with me.
The world watches as Emperor Doom, the new Sorcerer Supreme, announces he will save them all. Earlier today, the leaders of every nation on the planet have willingly swore loyalty to Doom. As of this moment, every nation has become a province of a united Earth, under the banner of a new single country called the United Latveria. For those worried of tyranny, Doom instead begins his rule with two simple decrees. War between all nations is now outlawed. There will be no conflict between Latveria's territories, and any who break such peace will face the wrath of Doom. The second is that, as citizens of the Earth, Doom humbly submits that up until now, the people of this world have been denied basic rights and respects. Victor von Doom announces that from this day forth, every human has a right to education, healthcare, and the opportunity to better themselves. As Doom speaks, his forces violently dispatch the handful of government forces that are attempting to secretly move against him, and they will be tasked with the responsibility of implementing his orders. 30 minutes after Doom's broadcast, a number of key superheroes meet in the Baxter Building. Many are still in shock and disbelief at this turn of events. Spider-Man speculates that the leaders of this world must be under some kind of mind control or have been replaced with imposters in some form. Scarlet Witch, however, hasn't detected the use of any magic to accomplish such a feat. Stephen Strange laments how Doom stole his power during the Blood Hunt, a recent event that saw the world suffer its worst vampire attack in living memory. Thor urges action, but Captain Marvel warns everyone that Doom will be ready for them. Meanwhile, Baron Zemo, unwilling to tolerate the idea of Doom ruling the world, has led a gathering of Hydra forces into Doom's castle. The heroes travel to Latveria, as they hope they can take out both Doom and Zemo in one operation. They are stopped by a giant barrier surrounding Doom's home, which has been sealed off from the rest of the world for months, which Wanda determines was created using Doom's stolen Sorcerer Supreme magics, amplified to a scale she wouldn't have thought was possible. Zemo then broadcasts to the world that he, in fact, was mistaken. He states that Doom is doing great things for the world, and Hydra is going to join up with him, even sharing confirmation codes publicly, so the entire Hydra organization is ordered to comply with Doom's commands. The heroes suspect Zemo has fallen prey to whatever coercion Doom has done with the other world leaders. They follow the source of the broadcast to a giant floating city, where they battle Hydra forces. There, Captain America is able to quickly deduce that the Zemo here is in fact a Doombot, and he is able to effortlessly destroy it. Using its hardware, the heroes discover that Doom had in fact killed the original Zemo following his attack on Latveria. Iron Man broadcasts this information out to the world, urging people to see through Doom's lies. In response, Hydra begins a chaotic rampage. Doom swiftly puts this rebellion down himself, riding on a Tyrannosaurus Rex variation of Dr. Doom that he obtained from the multiverse. Victor admits that he did in fact kill Baron Zemo and lied to the world about it. He also admits to killing the Red Skull months ago. They were unrepentant Nazis who led a dangerous gang of racists. Earth's mightiest heroes have been fighting Hydra since World War II, and instead he simply vanquishes Hydra in a single day. Doom points out that Hydra was doing good work for a brief moment thanks to his lies, but the superheroes ruined that. The heroes realize Doom planned this all along as a political stunt to make them look bad. In the weeks that follow, most people haven't quite accepted Dr. Doom as their ruler, and things haven't changed so much that anyone's day-to-day life has really been altered. Mostly, Victor seems to be building schools and hospitals, and when Reed Richards looked into them, they are normal. The schools aren't teaching kids rewritten history or indoctrinating the youth. the only agenda behind them appearing to be that they build goodwill towards Doctor Doom. Meanwhile, at the Baxter Building, making up an excuse to her parents, the young Valeria Richards secretly meets with her godfather, Emperor Doom. They embrace each other warmly, as the two have always shared a special bond. Victor states Valeria has already proven to be everything he expected of her when she was first born. She holds things no other person has ever possessed all at once: Doom's favor, respect, and love. They confirm they would never lie to each other, and with all this in mind, Valeria bluntly asks her uncle exactly what he's planning, and wants to understand what he's doing. With the snap of his fingers, Dr. Doom uses magic to take them to the city of Toronto. He points out this is a democracy like any other, and asks the young woman to justify it, defend the idea of freedom. Valeria compares it to alternatives, suggesting that systems such as anarchy are chaotic and dangerous. Doom agrees and contends that having 200 competing nations on one planet is a similar form of anarchy. Valeria suggests that Dr. Doom isn't doing all of this for the sake of the human race, and presses him on the matter. Victor admits he is doing this all for glory. He wants to prove he can do something most would have considered impossible and no other human could accomplish. Dr. Doom says his rule is not fascism because fascism relies on the lie that a dictator deserves power. But Dr. Doom is actually the best of humanity. He deserves this power. He deserves this responsibility. He's the only person in all of human history actually qualified to unite and run an entire planet. Valeria sees right through this, though, and is not pleased by such an argument. So Victor only promises to prove himself worthy of what he is saying. And with that, their meeting concludes. The next day, Victor makes an address at the United Nations, where he announces a new open border policy for all nations of the world, save Latveria, which remains tucked away and closed off behind a magical dome. The Fantastic Four launch an attack during this event, intending to expose Dr. Doom for the villain he's always been. They immediately encounter a group of Doombots, it's clobbering time, and without much difficulty, the heroes storm in on Dr. Doom himself. However, a number of armed civilians step in, each willing to lay down their life in the name of securing Doom's vision for the world. With the whole planet watching, the team is unwilling to engage and quickly back down. Victor is pleased and points out he has been merciful this whole time and has left the Fantastic Four alone, and will now even go one step further by doing something Reed Richards could never achieve. Victor Von Doom casts a spell, and Benjamin Grimm is returned to his human form. The Emperor of the World leaves, ordering that the UN build a Fantastic Four for any of the damages they just caused, while the team is left reeling from these events. This proves a turning point in public opinion, as Dr. Doom begins accruing more and more loyal followers around the world, all of whom have experienced a significant improvement in their quality of life since Victor took over. Meanwhile, the global economy begins to expand and grow significantly around Doom's changes as he removes all trade barriers between countries. Carol Danvers grimly announces to the Avengers, in light of all of this, they're losing this fight. She decides they need to better understand how all of this happened so suddenly. She tasks the Scarlet Witch to lead a gang of magic users and spies, to discover how Dr. Doom got the world's governments to cooperate with them. Meanwhile, another team will be a distraction, though with Victor's new status as Sorcerer Supreme, they will need to think outside of the box to prove a meaningful threat worthy of Doom's attention at this point. As such, Danvers reveals to the Avengers that the Masters of Evil have agreed to work against Doom, not wanting to live with this new world order. These villains are brought on board the Impossible City, a highly advanced suborbital satellite headquarters for the Avengers. Though the alliance is shaky, with both hero and villain unwilling to trust each other, Carol Danvers is confident that the 6 Masters of Evil can cause enough chaos to upset Doom's plans and keep him busy. So the group mounts another attack on Latveria. This causes Doom and his T-Rex to promptly arrive on the scene. Meanwhile, Scarlet Witch, Baron Mordo, and Madeline Pryor connect for a brief moment with the minds of every world leader on the planet. Moments later, a shaken Wanda contacts the Avengers. She reveals that the only magic Doom used to convince the world leaders of his plans was the ability for him to be in many places at once. Using time magic, in a single night, Victor negotiated a deal in good faith with 200 countries at once. The world leaders are not Doombots or under any form of mind control. They all simply accepted Doom's offer, exchanging freedom for convenience, security, and wealth. Doom hears this and confirms the truth, that he only used words to get this world under his control. He stops fighting and informs the heroes that there is currently a breakout going on at the raft. He offers them a chance to fight at his side and defeat these criminals before they escape, asking them to consider what exactly they are fighting for. The heroes reject this offer, so Doom instead teleports them to the raft so they can handle the matter on their own. This only worsens the public opinion of the Avengers, making them look petty and unwilling to even give Victor a chance, while Doom looks like the better man by simply thanking Earth's mightiest heroes for their service, even after they attacked him. In another dimension, Dormammu watches Victor speak to the world, utterly unimpressed. The mighty being looks closer and realizes Victor has not been upholding his responsibilities as Sorcerer Supreme. Essential protective spells around Earth have been destroyed, so the mighty Dormammu begins to act at once, banishing the heroes of Earth to a pocket dimension and mounting a direct attack on this new, oblivious Sorcerer Supreme. The two mighty villains clash, but Victor manages to trick the demonic entity with a Doombot, allowing him to knock down his enemy hard. In response, Dormammu summons a host of demons. Doom is swarmed, and he devises new spells to combat it, granting him the powers of Human Torch, Cyclops' Optic Blast, and Wolverine's Claws. Dormammu is wounded in Doom's resulting onslaught, but his demons manage to steal the Eye of Agamotto in this moment. With Doom's powers briefly disrupted, Dormammu strips Victor of his armor and violently contorts his body. Dormammu tosses what is left of his foe into some nearby waters, where his demons can feast on Victor's corpse. Having only minutes of air left and only one working arm and leg, Victor Von Doom manages to fight off the demons enough to recover. The badly wounded Doom makes a last desperate stand against Dormammu. He freezes time for a minute just as he is about to be struck down, though only his mask and a bit of his cloak is left, his magic and body thoroughly broken and exhausted. Yet, it gives him a chance to buy just enough time for one final spell to kick in, something Victor had prepared for this occasion. When Dormammu banished the heroes of Earth, Doom tasked an army of Doombots to free them, and in that moment, Earth's heroes return, ready to battle Dormammu, with Victor giving the orders. Though the heroes are annoyed at this situation, they comply, knowing Dormammu winning would mean the end of everything. This buys Victor enough time to fully recover and retrieve the Eye of Agamotto. Using it, he restores his armor and stitches together his damaged body. Ignoring the immense pain he is now in, Doom casts a spell and sends Dormammu back home, and sets up wards to keep him there for good, though the heroes note those wards will only really still work while Doom is in power. These events further reinforce Doom's value to the rest of the world, to the extent the majority of the world population now has a favorable opinion of their new ruler. The superheroes focus on helping civilians, but unity between this group starts to fracture. Some, such as Thor, who grew up under the monarchy of his father, starts to see the value in Emperor Doom. It is then that the group is approached by Maria Hill. Following this, frustrated by Doom's growing popularity, Reed Richards challenges Victor to a public debate, which the Emperor happily accepts. At the start of the televised event, Reed challenges Doom with a daring extra condition to the debate. If Richards should win, Victor will step down as Emperor. A confident Dr. Doom accepts these terms. The world watches a calm discussion of logic and reason, while both parties are sure to also appeal to the public's emotion. Yet Dr. Doom begins to win the heart of the audience. Reed then reveals Maria has brought him credible evidence that Victor could have stopped the blood hunt, but decided not to so that he could get the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme. Doom shockingly and easily admits to this charge. He feels that he did what was necessary to secure the power he needed to save the world. Reed can tell he is losing the public opinion, but this is all a means of keeping Dr. Doom busy while Maria Hill secretly leads a team through a weak spot she discovered in Latveria's shields. Black Widow, Invisible Woman, and Scarlet Witch sneak into the country, relying on Susan's invisibility to observe what is happening here after months of no information about what's going on in Doom's home. Finding a holographic illusion of the country unchanged, they uncover behind it a new massive fortress with immense magic securing something inside. Wanda breaks her way through, detecting elements of time magic, chaos magic, elemental magic, and even blood magic, at a power level that she simply wouldn't have thought was possible. Inside, the three women are horrified to find an immense prison housing 1 million people, souls being harvested to magically power Doom's empire. They broadcast this information to the debate, where Reed reveals to the world the existence of this prison and what Doom is doing to all of these people. Victor tries to claim that the prisoners are all volunteers, but Reed points out that there are children among their ranks who couldn't possibly give informed consent. Doom attacks his arch-enemy in response, admitting to everything and claiming it is a fair bargain he is willing to make. Magic, after all, always comes with a cost. Victor injures Reed, who asks if Doom feels this prison is so justified, why he went to such lengths in hiding it. And Doom doesn't have an answer to that. Remembering where he is, it is only then that Victor finally ends his broadcast to a now despondent world. For the first time since he conquered the Earth, Doom can feel his power over the population diminishing. Victor is forced to deploy Doombots around the world to maintain control, prompting an attack by the world's now emboldened superheroes. Armed with new shield intelligence enabling the heroes to combine their powers in ways never before seen by anyone, this assault proves effective against Doom's over-preparedness. But as the world watches on, over in the Fantastic Four's second home in Arizona, Valeria determines that Doom is still winning this war. Suddenly, Victor is blindsided by a move he didn't see coming. He's knocked into the astral plane by Reed Richards, under the new mantle of Scientist Supreme. Reed explains he has been studying magic in an attempt to codify it into a new science. He's been successful in these moves and attacks with this new magic, but Doom recognizes the spells that Richards is using and realizes he's a novice in the arcane ways, quickly overwhelming his old foe, permanently casting Reed out of the astral plane, and severely injuring him once they return to the real Earth. Valeria Richards determines that she and her brother Franklin need to step in and help their parents. They send a short message to Doom's armor and get his attention, and he reaches out with his mind. Though he is quite busy at the moment, he always has time for his goddaughter. Valeria pleads with her uncle to stop this madness, but he refuses to listen, and blocks any further communication from her while he is focused on the crisis at hand. The heroes finally manage to take down Doom's dinosaur, but the Emperor is still at large. Maria Hill commands heroes from around the world to press the advantage and keep Victor on the defensive. Working together, the heroes throw everything they have at the Tyrant of Earth. Yet even this is not enough to stop Doom. Casting a new spell, Victor turns the mutants into humans and their powers vanish. Doom is quick to point out he is no Scarlet Witch, and reassures the mutant race that this spell is temporary, but is also very quick to state that from now on the mutant race should know they only exist at his discretion. In one last desperate gambit, a barely alive Reed Richards begins to cast a spell. All the remaining heroes pour their energy into it, and Sue Storm directs this tremendous power into the shattered weapon Stormbreaker. The axe is restored, and Ben Grimm, now returned to rock form, picks it up. And you all know what time it is.
It's clobbering time!
Doom takes a heavy blow, but is undeterred. He draws his power into making this moment a fixed point in time. Now, no amount of time travel or reality alterations can change what happens here. As such, his final victory against his enemies can now never be changed. Victor will secure power once and for all. He absorbs the energies that were put into Stormbreaker and infuses his armor with the power, and then detonates it. The move sends shards everywhere, brutally incapacitating the superheroes, leaving them all on the verge of death. A victorious Doctor Doom quickly reforges his mask, gloating at his final victory. But a voice calls out to him, and Doom reacts in horror. Valeria Richards was right behind him when he detonated his armor. Calling out, she dies in front of her godfather. This is a love story. It's about a great king who never allowed anyone to touch his heart, and his goddaughter who claimed it so easily, so gracefully, that she never once noticed it happening. The great king protected his goddaughter. He cared for her and taught her things her parents could not. Across the entire cosmos, she was the only one who was, to him, special. And across the entire cosmos, he was the only one who was, to her, special too. The great king's heart, which he had never allowed anyone to touch, broke forever. The fixed point in time Doom created makes resurrecting Valeria basically impossible. A devastated Doctor Doom refuses to accept this, taking his goddaughter's body to the realm of the Vishanti. He begs and pleads, but they refuse to help, not yielding to his power, nor moved by the despot's growing desperation. So Doom travels far and beyond, through the void and the white-hot room, until, on a far distant shore, he found the strongest of the gods. Before the living tribunal, Doom has come to humbly do the one thing he has never before. He is to bargain. He offers everything and anything, but to the living tribunal, Doom has nothing meaningful to offer. Yet Doom persists. He takes off his mask, for on this day, just this once, Victor Von Doom demands to be truly seen. Doom speaks to his goddaughter, reassuring the young woman that she will be all right now. He will pay the cost for this. He would have paid anything. The living tribunal looked into his soul and saw grief and rage, but also, more than anything else and against all odds, love. Valeria awakens in the mortal world restored, and Victor disappears. The world breaks free of Doom's tyranny. Leaving behind a pre-recorded message for the world, Victor Von Doom expresses regret he couldn't have done more for the planet, but gives humanity one final parting gift in the form of a cure for vampirism. Many governments rescind Doom's policies immediately, creating chaos and forcing millions of travelers to return to their home countries. Lives are ruined and violence breaks out all over the world, including a number of incidents where Doom loyalists attack military authorities. Many citizens feel robbed of a better life by the superheroes, while others begin to resent Latveria as a whole. Later, Victor Von Doom appears before Reed Richards. The hero chastises Dr. Doom for his actions, pointing out that the villain has left this world in a far worse state than it was ever before. Reed states that Victor made fascism appealing for the world, and it poisoned everything it touched, like it always does. Even Victor was corrupted by this toxicity, sacrificing his own people in the name of order, narcissism, and wealth. Victor tries to blame the heroes for all of his failures, but the only person he can fool about that is himself. As he dies before his old foe, Dr. Doom has one final request: that Reed take care of his world. Leaving his mask behind, Victor dissolves into nothingness,